Name 3 countries.
Italy, France, Spain.
Italy, China, France.
You can't repeat.
Well, I don't know what.
Just throw out 3 new ones.
I don't know.
I mean, there's a lot of countries. You got this. You go to college, right?
Yeah.
You go to college.
Yo.
I mean, you have to guess.
Italy, China, France. That's all I know. That's all I know.
Do you know what country you're in right now?
United States.
Okay. Yeah, and like, what's the one above the U.S.?
Canada.
And what's the one below? Below the United States?
Alaska. Antarctica. One of them. No.
I'm sorry, what?
No. Like, what is below the United States? What country?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
Oh, Mexico?
The border.
Well, is Mexico's like to the side, no?
No, it's from us.
Mexico is not to the side, but...
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's the star of our show, direct from the bar.
PB.
What is going on out there, peeps? Okay, yeah, sometimes that's what it's like when you're going up against other content creators. It's truly crazy like that. Anyways, today's a big election day. There's a couple of questions you guys were asking me. Does Al-Sudani get chosen today? No. What happens is we figure out which political party has the most blocks. They will be in charge of the government. They are the ones who will choose the president as well as the prime minister. That's how that works. And the other one was, what's this question? Does the United States have an agreement that whatever money you make on the Iraqi dinar is guaranteed? Like if we have a 3-to-1, which means we get $3 million for 1 million Iraqi dinars. I'm not sure what it is you're asking. I'll just take a stab at it. Rewrite the question because it looks kind of crazy. United States does not have any kind of agreement that supports that, where we are guaranteed a certain amount of money for our dinar versus what the rest of the world gets. Let's say we bought 1 million Iraqi dinars and it goes 3-to-1. There's no contract that says that we're guaranteed to get the $3 million. There's no contract out there whatsoever. If somebody has an article about that or some kind of copy of the contract, let me know because no, there's nothing like that whatsoever, you guys. Anyways, let's get into what's going on over in Iraq because people had a lot of questions about the deletion of the zeros. I went over them at least 1 billion times. I will have a person who will come on the show and has dealt in bonds, has dealt in currencies, has dealt in commodities, has worked with a lot of different banks in investments, and he'll come on and answer questions for you guys. I'm looking forward to that because him and I have had conversations in the past about the Iraqi dinar, and I'm curious to hear what he has to say about the latest news. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into this, shall we? Before we get started, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel. And I certainly do appreciate it. No matter how many times I explain this, people don't seem to get it in their head what's being done. That's okay. I know the majority of my listeners know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that small percentage of people who are brainwashed by the other content creators out there who believe that the only thing that's going to change is the exchange rate and not the banknote, not the currency. You see right here, what does it say? The central bank plans to remove zeros from the what? The Iraqi dinar. And what is the Iraqi dinar? That is the official currency used in Iraq. It doesn't say off the exchange rate. It says from the Iraqi dinar, from the currency, from the banknotes. The Central Bank of Iraq, the CBI, announced that its gold reserves have risen to 170 tons and confirmed plans to remove zeros from the Iraqi dinar. From the what? From the Iraqi dinar. And what is the Iraqi dinar? The official currency used in Iraq. It's the banknotes. So they're talking about removing the zeros off the banknotes as part of an effort to strengthen the national currency and ease cash handling. A CBI official told the Iraqi News on Wednesday that the bank's gold reserves have increased from 90 tons to 170 tons, now representing 20% of the bank's total assets. He explained that the removal of the zeros from the dinar, the what? The removal of the zeros from the dinar, not the exchange rate, from the dinar. Nobody is going to know what the exchange rate is because once it free floats, the market determines the value of the Iraqi dinar. So the Central Bank of Iraq can tell you that they're predicting what the exchange rate is going to be, but even they don't have any idea of what the exchange rate is going to be because you're allowing the public to determine the value of the Iraqi dinar. He explained that the removal of the zeros from the dinar is aimed at reducing the burden of large cash volumes on the financial sector and improving the efficiency of the monetary transactions. Iraq currently ranks 4th amongst the Arab countries and 29th globally in terms of gold reserves. But I told you there's another issue that we need to be focusing on. Here it is. Iraqis complete parliamentary elections. Iraqi Prime Minister al-Sudani announced on Tuesday the accomplishment of Iraq's parliamentary elections. Al-Sudani indicated that holding the vote within the constitutional timeline demonstrates the Iraqi government's commitment to guaranteeing a peaceful transition of power, according to a statement released by the Prime Minister's office. Now, this isn't telling you who's going to be the Prime Minister because they haven't determined which political sector had won the most blocks. The Prime Minister said that the government had met one of the most notable objectives included in its agenda, as well as constitutional timetables and duties to enable a peaceful transfer of power. Look, let's just be honest, man. Al-Sudani has definitely put Iraq on track and keeps them aligned. There's always been issues with the elections, always, and he has managed to keep these elections within the constitutional timetables. Al-Sudani extended appreciation to the Iraqi citizens who cast their votes, believing in the challenging journey of democracy for which Iraqis have made significant sacrifices. The Iraqi people have made significant progress towards stability, success, and information of the democratic system that represents their free choice and desire to develop their country, according to al-Sudani. The Prime Minister also commended the legislative and judicial institutions, as well as the security forces and the Independent High Electoral Commission, from their assistance in organizing the important parliamentary elections. Trump has managed to get that one Supreme Court justice over there in Iraq removed. Remember, he was a guy I told you that was friends with Maliki, and every time they had to make a judgment on something, it always managed to fall in the favor of what Maliki wanted. That guy is gone. Al-Sudani also praised civil society organizations, the media, the international observers for their critical contributions to the democratic process success. So it looks like al-Sudani has whipped the Iraqi people into shape, and they got it done on time for once and for all. The only issue is that we got to pay attention to is when these challenges start happening. Because anytime Maliki's people fail to win, they will make a living hell for the rest of the people that were elected and find ways to go to court. They'll challenge it. They'll delay it. They won't form a government. They did that last time against Sadr's people to the point where Sadr just resigned and took all his people with him. It caused a huge delay in setting up the government. So here we go. Al-Sudani versus al-Maliki. Iraq's elections shaped the next government. Now, al-Sudani started out under Maliki. That's why when he was taking the place of al-Qademi, I was not exactly sure about this guy, man. Because anybody that starts under Maliki, my concern was they would just continue the same corrupt government that they always had. As time went on, we find out that wasn't the case. Al-Sudani was doing what was right for the Iraqi people against what the coordinating framework wanted. So much so they tried to get this guy removed out of office. So now they each have their own political bloc and they are competing against one another. And al-Sudani is trying to get another term to be the Prime Minister of Iraq. And to be quite honest with you, I hope he's successful. He's done a phenomenal job, but you can kiss it all goodbye if Maliki's people get in there. All the progress that has been made, they always find a way to screw things up, piss off America, and everything seems to take 10 steps back. So keep your fingers crossed that al-Sudani somehow, some way, continues to be the Prime Minister of Iraq. Iraqis go to the polls Tuesday to elect a new parliament in the 6 such votes since the U.S.-led invasion toppled dictator Saddam Hussein in 2003. More than 7,740 candidates, nearly a third of whom are women, will compete for 329 parliament seats. Are you kidding me? That's crazy. 7,700 people are running to hold 329 parliament seats. Here's a look at the general election and the key players. More than 21 million voters are eligible, but there are fears turnout could drop below the 41% figure registered in 2021, the lowest so far. Usually they are discouraged by elections, or there were threats, or people get shot. It really just depends on how much faith the people put in the election, whether to them it's worth going out and voting. The old electoral law would apply to elections, with many seeing it as a beneficial to large parties. Parliament restored the law in 2023, replacing the system installed in 2019, anti-government protests, which favored the emergence of independent candidates. So there was a system that was put into place. They changed it. They put in a new system that benefited the larger parties, and then they changed it back to the way it was. So more independent people are running. While around 70 independents won seats in 2021 general election, only 75 independents are contesting seats in today's vote. Iraq's Shiite Muslim majority has had the upper hand in the Iraqi politics since the overthrow of Saddam Hussein's rule. Yeah, we're talking about Maliki's people, the Iranian-backed people. They have had the upper hand. Following the 2021 polls, powerful Shiite parties come together under the umbrella of the coordinating framework to form Iraq's largest parliamentary bloc. That's the last time they had the elections. The framework became a ruling alliance of factions with varying links to Iran, which has brought current Prime Minister al-Sudani to power. These groups are running separately in the election, but they will reunite afterwards to name the new PM and form a government. This is when Prime Minister al-Sudani hopes they choose him. So Parliament is formed with all the people that form blocks, and then the biggest blocks get together, and then they decide who's going to be the president, who's going to be the prime minister, stuff like that. And you can see right here, it says the framework became the ruling alliance of factions with varying links to Iran, which has brought current PM al-Sudani to power. Here's all the different groups that are competing in this election. The Reconstruction and Development Coalition, this is al-Sudani's group. The State of Law Coalition, that's Maliki's group. And then you have the National State Forces Alliance and all the other weird names that come along with it. All these people will be competing for power. It's going to be interesting to see how things turn out. And like I said, let's cross our fingers and hope that al-Sudani wins this election so that we can keep moving forward in a positive way like al-Sudani's been doing. Anyways, that's it for now. Let me know what you think. I look forward to hearing from you. I'm out.